Hey, I'd like to compete in the Sisterhood social with my baby bro. I knew I should have gone to Manhattan. Finally, a Big Mac episode! I know that the main focus of the show has always been the main six, but I don't know, I've always been curious about what the males and how their lives are with this female-dominated world, especially Big Mac. This episode illustrates this very well, giving him more depth into his character than we usually get in these episodes. Brotherhooves Social is about how Big Mac is trying to get Apple Bloom to think of him like she used to. You know, when she was little. The exciting big brother, yay! So when Applejack has to go with Rarity to Manhattan, he takes the chance to be in the spotlight. How? By dressing up as Cousin Orchard Blossom. I guess I should start this with a bit of my opinion on Made in Manhattan. I don't like it. As an episode by itself, it's relatively okay, but it's the weakest out of the Cutie Map episodes, mostly because it doesn't feel like a Cutie Map episode. It literally can be replaced by Rarity needing Applejack to consult on a country couture line or something like that in Manhattan, and then the episode goes from there. Simple can be good, however, when simplicity is used for a plot device that's supposed to bring our main characters to locations we haven't seen before, and they wouldn't be there otherwise, it makes it dull and lackluster. This is my main problem with Made in Manhattan. While the moral is great, the execution was damaging because of the location and lack of new faces to care about. It could have been fixed with the Rarity and Applejack were already in Manhattan and the Cutie Map was calling them back to this particular neighborhood. Another way you could do it is that they go to another big city location like California or Philadelphia. This way we get our new location, but with the same feel of non-community. As for Coco Pamel, well, you could either use her, but show her being overworked and very stressed, causing ponies to be disinterested in the project, or use a relative of Applejack's. Even adding Pinkie Pie could add a brightness to the episode. On the other hoof, Brotherhood Social has that same simplicity of a slice of life, with better humor, pacing, and using an old location and event while having a fresh new perspective on it. There are times where the writing can be a bit odd at times, like the definition of a sister. If they're gonna be so loose with the definition, why not just call it the Sibling Hoof Social?
It's because it's a pun on sisterhood!
No, you derp! I don't pay you for your opinion!
Bitch, I gave you milk that one episode!
You also didn't tell me that the cookie was sugar-free!
Oh yeah, like I was supposed to f***ing know that!
Get back in your basement and edit the video! I'm sorry about that. Someone needed to be reminded of the pecking order. So by using drag or cross-dressing, you're using a very Mrs. Doubtfire feeling, having to hide every masculine feature on a very Southern belle of a woman. I honestly think he paid too much attention to his female relatives because he does this way too well. The fact that Big Mac and Apple Bloom didn't win actually strengthened the episode overall. If they had, nothing would have changed and we wouldn't have seen anything of Big Mac's character any deeper than we usually would, other than, oh, he wants to be Big Brother, and he's very competitive. He's a real man's man of a man. It gives us some insight into the image of a male in this world. Rainbow Dash talks to Big Mac as if he's weaker because he's a stallion, rather than the other way around, which is really interesting to me. Throughout the series, we've seen Big Mac become more of a fleshed out character. He's more down to earth than Applejack, but just as stubborn. He's philosophical and intelligent, but still allows his actions to speak louder than his words, if others would let him. And now we finally come to this episode, which finally makes him truly a character as we see how much he actually cares for his family. We see that Big Mac will actually go even greater lengths for Apple Bloom than maybe even Applejack. He feels that even though he's older, he feels like he's in the shadow of his younger sister, which is understandable considering how much emphasis that is on Applejack for everything. Competitions, working on the farm, being there for her friends, saving the world. Kind of feels too big for some pony who's only been in Ponyville all their lives. So when Big Mac thinks of a plan, it's understandable as to why he acts this way. Along with the fact that he's never been in the spotlight or even competed in anything, he might not know what good sportsmanship looks like. The visuals in this episode were just great. They were amazing. No, keep it together, Cruz. Okay. To be honest, Big Mac, from the front, actually looks like a very pretty mare. The visual gags with the dress and the physical comedy and the lighting are just incredible. It makes for some really great moments, and in emphasizing the importance and the gentleness of the episode really increases the writing so much. The song in this episode really brings another kind of simplicity. It's such an elementary song about the bond between sisters and family. It's soothing and the melody is so smooth, with such a big contrast of Big Mac trying to sing it in a feminine voice, adding the gag even more. And until that last note, oh my dear Sombra. The moral in this episode was great for siblings who felt a little in the shadow of someone else in their family. Even if you feel like you're not important, someone always needs you, and it's important to be the best you can and not compare yourself to that sibling or even that family member. So the episode overall was really, really good. The writing was great, the music was fun, the moral was relatable and so out of the box. After such a lackluster writing in Made in Manhattan, it was a pleasant and welcome change of pace. I wouldn't even suggest to change anything about this episode, but it was also a necessary evil with Made in Manhattan. I'm your future evil overlord, Crimson Glow, and Blaze, get back in your basement!
No! I need to edit my videos!
You remember what I did to Common in Slice of Life, right?
Yeah?
I'll turn you into a goose and then eat you!
Wait, ponies are vegetarians.
Oh, right. I'll feed you to the Timberwolves!
Much better.
Well, now we need a new editor.
We all love our brothers and our fathers and mothers. We honor them like every family should. But there's something that's quite unique when my sister's there with me, and we share that special bond of sisterhood. Sisterhood is a special kind of friend. Sisterhood is a bond that never ends. It's not always perfect. You might fight or be misunderstood, but together you'll always have sisterhood. 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 Sisterhood.
Duh.